Hello everybody, ProtoFoxy here. I'm back doing videos here. Obviously I'm on quarantine right now due to this whole C-virus thing. Hopefully y'all are doing well, hopefully y'all are holding up, self-quarantining and all of that. But yeah, I've been out of the video making game for a little while and now I'm going to come back and do some videos for you, highlighting one of my favorite things to do, and that's play Magic the Gathering. And as you can see right here, we have a main board of a deck that I have been playing recently in the modern format. This is Obliterator Rock, and I had tweeted this recently for anyone who follows me on Twitter, that this is probably my new favorite modern deck. It's a lot of fun to play. It takes a classic, it takes a classic archetype in the rock that really doesn't get enough attention anymore, and added a couple of little things here, some things that maybe some modern players don't expect these days. But yeah, instead of me yakking about the deck, let me go ahead and go through the card selection here in the main board. So we're gonna come up here, obviously. Now I do apologize for the camera being kind of shaky or whatever. It's been a while since I've done this. But yeah, we have a modern staple here in Tarmogoyf. A very nice aggressive green creature, one of the best creatures ever printed. You obviously all know why this is here. And we come down to Dark Confidant, black card drawing engine. That is obviously another great creature in Modern. Doesn't see a whole lot of play anymore. At least outside of the fringes. I mean, Jund is making its, kind of way back. You see it in Grixis Death Shadows builds and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem like it gets a lot of attention much anymore. We got Scavenging Ooze, which is obviously just a great utility creature. Obviously exiling a target card from a graveyard is really, really good to put, +1/+1 counters. Obviously, you know what's here for if you play Magic in Modern. We have Courser or Crewfix, which, again, another great utility green card. Playing with the top of the library revealed and then playing an extra land if you can and gaining life off of it. That's just really nice. The namesake of the deck, Phyrexian Obliterator. This has to be one of my favorite creatures ever printed. Yeah, it's a difficult card to cast at 4 black, but this deck can do it. Obviously, this creature is just a house. It takes everything down with it if it's dealt damage. So, just a real fun card to play. Very difficult to deal with. Has to be dealt with immediately. So obviously, your opponent's going to be trading you. We're going to go into the spell suite here now. We've got a lot of discard, as you can see, and I do apologize for the light, and I may just go ahead and shut this off real fast here. There we go. That's definitely a little better. Okay, so no glare for you guys. Sorry about that. So we've got 9 discard spells here. Obviously, the classic Thoughtseize, classic Inquisition, a Kozilek, and then you have 3 Funeral Charms. Now, this is obviously not as targeted as say, Inquisition or Thoughtseize, but still pretty decent. And in a pinch, if you got somebody playing a low-to-the-ground aggressive deck, the +2/-1 is pretty relevant. When we come down here to the removal, we got 1 Victim of Night. Now, this is actually a pretty interesting card because, a lot of people say, well, why aren't you running something more like Fatal Push or even Doomblade in a pinch? And, for this card here, nobody is really running outside of fringe decks the creature types that it can't target. So this tends to be pretty decent in a pinch. Dismember, obviously classic card. Very good, very efficient. Slaughter Pact, one you don't see all that often, but it tends to be pretty good late game. Obviously, you have to pay the 3 mana at the beginning of your upkeep, of your next upkeep, rather, excuse me. But it still works pretty well. Abrupt Decay does not need any introduction. I'm thinking maybe at some point running Assassin's Trophy in its place, but right now this is working pretty good in testing. We got a single Maelstrom Pulse, which actually works incredibly well in the deck. You know, another one of those, if they've got multiple creatures on the board, you can just blast them all out. And then discard 10 through 12 is Liliana the Veil. She needs no introduction. Just a great all-around card. Obviously, if you're playing Black and Modern, that's an auto-include. And then we have Liliana the Last Hope. Now, I was testing this, and it's definitely very interesting. Again, her +1 here is something that deals really well with low-to-the-ground aggressive decks. And, you know, the other two abilities are actually pretty relevant, but obviously you want to try and get her to her ultimate, which may or may not happen. Oftentimes it does not, but, you know, it works out pretty well if you do. The mana base. Obviously, we've got the classic fetch lands here, you know, for thinning out the deck and fixing your mana with Misty Rainforest and Verdant Catacombs. We got a single Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, which obviously works well with what I'm running in the mana base, which I will come up to here for the 2 Land of War Wastes. Some people run, I believe it's Hissing Quagmire for a manland. I don't have those. I'm running the Land of War Wastes, and when you drop an Urborg, it tends to mitigate some of the pain. If you need to fix your color, you're only paying the 1 life, or dealing 1 damage to yourself for the green. Field of Ruin, obviously, to wreck Tron and other decks. And then we've got 3 Overgrown Tombs. We've got 4 Woodland Cemeteries. And then we have 2 Swamps and 2 Forests. And there it is. Here's the deck. This deck plays really well. It's a lot of fun. Tends to be, you know, pretty aggressive. I mean, it's a mid-range deck, and that's what it's there for. I have a lot of fun with this deck. I do have a sideboard put together for it, but it's obviously dependent on your local meta. What are your thoughts? Drop it in the comments below. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Have fun.